The return of one of the most iconic automakers to Formula One always arouses curiosity and questions. But what really happens behind the scenes of these great negotiations? How can a simple exchange of emails between automotive giants trigger a revolution in the grid? Ford, removed from the category since 2004, decided to take a big step and sealed a partnership with Red Bull for 2026. However, the path to this agreement was marked by twists and turns, conflicting interests, and of course, a lot of strategy. It all started when Red Bull, in search of a new direction for the development of its engines, held long negotiations with Porsche. The plan seemed promising: join forces with one of the most prestigious brands in motor racing. However, what could have been a perfect marriage turned out to be an impasse. Porsche wanted more than just technology, they wanted a piece of the team, something that Red Bull was not willing to give up. The fear of losing autonomy and agility in decisions caused conversations to cool down until they reached a dead end. Meanwhile, on the other side of the Atlantic, Ford watched closely as this story unfolded. Mark Rushbrook, director of motorsport for the American automaker, saw a unique opportunity. He himself revealed how he took the first step. "I discovered Christian Horner's email, sent a message and said, 'Hi, would you like to talk?' And so a simple approach paved the way for one of the most awaited agreements of recent years." At a meeting held at the Ford headquarters in Dearborn, on his way to the Brazilian GP, Horner realized that there was something different in this negotiation. Jim Farley, CEO of Ford himself, arrived wearing a Sergio Perez cap, showing not only interest but genuine enthusiasm for Formula One. For Horner, this was a clear signal. "That's when I realized it looks promising." Red Bull wanted not just a financial partner, but someone who would add technical value without imposing a car structure. Ford, in turn, saw in Red Bull the chance to return to the category in a strategic way without having to build its own team from scratch. Ford's decision was not only emotional, but also based on numbers and strategic projections. Global F1 growth and the change in regulations for 2026 were crucial factors. "If you had asked me 5 years ago, I would have said we wouldn't go back to F1, but a lot has changed," Rushbrook explained. Electrification, new fuels, and the zero carbon target by 2030 are values that Ford seeks to integrate into its production cars. Thus, the partnership with Red Bull makes sense from both a sporting and technological point of view. Unlike what happened with Porsche, Ford's approach was clear from the start. They did not want to impose methodologies or restructure Red Bull, but rather combine forces in a strategic way. Ford's initial focus would be on developing the power unit's electrical system, but over the course of the discussions, collaboration has expanded to other sectors, such as additive manufacturing and turbochargers. Red Bull, in turn, saw this agreement as a way to ensure independence and innovation without giving up total control of the team. Now, the big question remains: will this partnership be able to deliver a competitive engine by 2026? Horner himself recognizes that the early years can be challenging, but he believes that risk is part of Red Bull's DNA. "No risk, no fun," he said, recalling the philosophy of team founder Dietrich Mateschitz. With a billionaire investment and an unprecedented partnership, Ford and Red Bull are betting high to challenge giants like Mercedes and Ferrari in the new era of Formula One. And you, do you believe that this partnership will be a success or can face difficulties at the beginning? Leave your comment and do not forget to subscribe to the channel to stay on top of all the news in the world of F1.